passage is all about life and judgment through Jesus. So let's break it down in a way that's super easy to get. First off, Jesus says, "Truly, truly, I say to you, whoever hears my word and believes him who sent me has eternal life. He does not come into judgment, but has passed from death to life." This means that if you listen to what Jesus says and believe in God who sent him, you get eternal life. You're not going to face judgment, but instead you move from death to life. It's like crossing a bridge from a dark place to a place full of light and life. Next, Jesus talks about a time when the dead will hear his voice and live. He says, "For as the Father has life in himself, so he has granted the Son also to have life in himself." Basically, just like God the Father has life, Jesus the Son also has life in himself, and he's the one who gives that life to others. So when the dead hear his voice, they come to life. Now, Jesus also mentions judgment. He says, "And he has given him authority to execute judgment because he is the Son of Man." So God has given Jesus the power to judge because he's the Son of Man. He understands us. He lived like us. And that's why he's the perfect judge. Then Jesus says something really interesting. "Do not marvel at this, for an hour is coming when all who are in the tombs will hear his voice and come out. Those who have done good to the resurrection of life, and those who have done evil to the resurrection of judgment." So there's going to be a time when everyone who has died will hear Jesus' voice and come back to life. Those who have done good will rise to live forever, and those who have done evil will rise to be judged. Finally, Jesus wraps it up by saying, "I can do nothing on my own. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just because I seek not my own will, but the will of him who sent me." Jesus is saying that he doesn't do anything by himself. He listens to God the Father and judges accordingly. His judgment is fair and just because he's not doing it for himself, but for God who sent him. So to sum it up, in John 5, verse 24 to 30, Jesus is telling us that if we believe in him and in God, we get eternal life and avoid judgment. He has the power to give life and to judge because God gave him that authority. One day, everyone who has died will hear his voice and be resurrected either to eternal life or to judgment. And through all of this, Jesus is following God's will, ensuring everything is fair and just. All right, that is it. Remember, life and judgment are through Jesus. Believe in him, and you cross from death to life.